Absolutely.
Awful.
It's not. It's absolutely not in my top 5 HBO shows. Oz is above that because even Oz had a fucking wrap up. They got through the whole story.
Try watching Oz and then face down the gun of 8 or 20 years yourself about 8 months later. See how that makes you feel? Because that was my situation. I watched Oz, and then like a few months later, I got arrested, and my lawyers were like, they're going for the maximum here. I mean,
what?
If we get this and that, and they threw all this in, we're looking at like, I mean, that's 10 years minimum just for this one charge. And I'm just like, so it'll be like in a nice place, though. He's like, no.
Wait,
no.
They call it Rape Island.
It's a federal bang you in the ass prison from Office Space.
If I went to prison, here are a couple of quick rules for me. One, I never would wipe my asshole.
Oh, they like that.
I would no toilet paper. There would be no ever. I would smell so bad.
Top of the show, butt licking. You're in third place, Josh. Carry on.
So as someone who has spent some time in prison, I will tell you, you are in very close proximity with a lot of men who have been in there for a very long time. And they value cleanliness and orderliness and regimen. And if someone has BO and they don't correct it right away, they get beaten up. They will get threatened. Like, hey, you've got to fix this. Do you need deodorant? We can help you. But if you don't, yeah, like we can get you some deodorant, bro.
We can get you some Arid Extra Dry if that's what it takes.
I didn't wash my hands once after I took a piss. I got a talking to. All right. You've got to be clean in there. All right. Nobody wants you walking around with dirty hands, touching the television set, touching anything.
Was the talking to a friend or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Someone said something to Snow, and Snow came to me. He's like, yo, I heard you didn't wash your hands in the bathroom. And I'm like, I almost always do it. I guess this morning, maybe when I take a piss, you got to wash, bro. You got to wash. They don't like that. And I'm just like, well, I'll wash up good from now on, Snow. You better.
You better start washing pissy hands. What would be your new name?
I wish I could do accents.
Wait, that just blows my idea of how I would survive in prison right out of the water.
Yeah, that'd make it so much worse. That'd make it so much worse if you were the dirty guy.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'd have to think of it. What was I'm so curious going in, because I'm sure you're like, I've seen jail movies. I've seen what was
I tried to avoid them like the plague on my way in. Like it was, I never spoke up or said a word about it, but Woody got fascinated with jail YouTubers.
I was trying to help. I was like,
and every week he's just terrorizing me. By
that's not true. That's not true.
No, you didn't mean to, but you were. Every week I'd get off the show and I'd be like having a panic attack over what Woody had said this week. He'd be like, yeah, I watched this guy. His name's Big Herc. And he says, you either fuck somebody day one or you get fucked. No. I don't like either of those.
Even now, after 20 years after getting out of the pen, his shits only take 2 seconds.
And they're the size of his forearm.
It's like a dump truck.
Like you're pouring out a bucket of sludge. Just opened like a hatch on a futuristic space.
You ever see a cement truck when they get it turning and it just...
Imagine a fire hose filled with mud.
Are there jail YouTubers?
What?
Yeah,
are there what?
Yeah.
There's a whole...
inmates who now have YouTube channels.
It's a genre.
Prison stories. It's a whole genre. It's really entertaining shit. They tell stories about people getting murdered and beaten, and they talk about their workout regimen in prison.
Who should I look up? Anybody in particular?
Shaun Attwood is a real good one. He came on our show, had fantastic stories. Shaun Attwood, but he might be the one exception to this. So it's funny that I brought him up. But the Venn diagram of people who are really into steroids and TRT and people who got out of prison, it's just a circle. It's the same people. There was one of these.
It's not this.
No, it's not. I watched on my Twitch stream, TaylorMurka, follow me. On my Twitch stream, I watched, it's just giant, jacked as fuck, like white dude who was probably part of the one of the
Wes
Aryan
Watson?
gang. That might be his name. I don't recall. But I was watching the video. It was like a 12-minute video, and it was just him disjointedly ranting about.
Was he shirtless?
He was shirtless.
That's Wes Watson.
Yeah, he never wears a shirt.
He had a goatee, maybe
he had a
sunglasses.
goatee.
Very intense.
Yes!
When you're in prison, it's gotta be hard.
You've got to do burpees until you don't want to do burpees anymore, and then you do more burpees because that's how life is.
and have you ever, and on stream it's different. Most people don't stream, but like there's one of those things where I'm like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes into this 12-minute video, and I'm like thinking so hard. I'm like, what's he saying? Like, what is the point of this? And I have to ask my chat and be like, am I alone? Does anyone know what he's talking about right now? And everyone's like, I have not a fucking clue, dude. Like, he's just been going off about the mashed potatoes in jail, and then he's talking, he says racism and cops, and just total nonsense. Total nonsense.
I can't wait to go down that rabbit hole. I can't believe I've lived this long and I didn't know that was something on YouTube. I'm fascinated.
Dude,
I would go Shaun Attwood. He tells
Wes
stories.
Watson and Shaun Attwood are polar opposites, right? Shaun Attwood was the guy who was never really cool. He was like a financial guy. I think he was a trader on Wall Street or something like that. And then he became this Molly dealer kingpin. And his attraction was never the money, although he made great money. It was really that he was popular. He'd walk at a party, and the whole party was like, "Dude, this is the king of ecstasy," or whatever the fuck he was. And
I know somebody just like that who lived here. We used to call him Mr. Good Time, and he called Mr. Good Time, and Mr. Good Time went to jail. But he was not in it for the money. He would tell you, I just like it that you guys are so happy to see me when I show up. And I was always like, hey man, we're not really happy to see you, just what's in your pocket. You know what I mean? Like, if you just threw that shit through the window.
This guy was never invited to cuddle puddles before he was the king of Molly at raves, right? So yeah, that's why he did it. And then he spent years and years in jail. And as a Jack superhuman, he had to use a whole different set of techniques and relationships and stuff to thrive in prison. Wes Watson, he was a shot caller. The second you see this guy, you'll be like, oh yeah, he could beat me up for sure. And he yells everything he says. Everything he says is intense and it's yelling. He doesn't always have a solid point, but he does a lot of fucking burpees because burpees are the key to life. And he fashions himself as a motivational speaker right now. And he's like, if I could survive 10 years in prison, I can tell you how to get ahead in life. And I'm over here like, oh, fuck me. I thought college
I tell you
cool.
this, he's one of those guys that if I had a real life conversation with him, I just nod and agree.
Yes.
Everything. Yes. It's like, hey, you got to be doing this, motherfucker. You got to be doing this, man. And I'm just like, absolutely. Can you stop bouncing around so much? You're stressing me out. I'm really scared.
His name's Wes Watson.
Watson. And he even filmed the video I watched of him. He even filmed it from the side with like the sun shining through a window, so you could see through shadows and texture how absolutely massive this man is.
He's so vascular.
I'm so vascular. It's like a topical man.
Is he hitting Blue Chew before he records the video to just fucking put a little pump on?
Yeah.
I dare you to suggest to that guy he needs a pill to get hard.
Have him on the show and 3,000 miles away.
Burpees and the fear in another man's eyes.
Yeah, I guess it's calisthenics, and I don't know if he's on steroids or not, but it looks like somebody who is.
Yeah. What person is for this app? Wes Watson.
We don't talk shit about Wes
Watson. Fucking murder. Download my app, or I'm going to talk to you for 8 minutes without blinking and scare you.
I want to have him on the show.
His eyes are reptilian.
They blink sideways.
I don't want him to know where I live.
Dude, he'll tell stories like he'll be like, so I had the list telling me what all the new arrivals at the prison had done. Had to check up on their paperwork, right? Find out if there's any child molesters so we could murder them. Well, anyway, the list was on me. And the guards started coming around, so I had to hoop it. Oh, yeah, hooping. That's when you shove it up your asshole. No big deal, because, you know, I just twist the list up and I put it in something so it goes in nice and smooth. But I saw this one guy and I looked and he was trying to hoop a 9-inch commando knife. And I looked and the blade was hanging out his ass crack. He went in handle first, of course. Well, he couldn't take 9 inches. So at least 3 or 4 of blade were just hanging out his ass crack, poking through his underwear. And I said, that ain't going to work, Holmes. This is like one of his regular
I
stories.
literally remember that story. I remember it as a piece of rebar that they had sharpened into a shank. And when the cops checked him, he bent over and there's pointy rebar sticking out of his anus. And it's just like, oh. And he's like, you know, you laugh at this, but you can't get caught. So you do your best. And he did his best and he got caught. And,
Oh, I hope they animate that story and put it online.
Oh, that's where he's missing out. He needs his shit animated. He also needs someone to tell him how to tell a story better because he's not very good at it.
just the cliff notes to flow.
Yeah. He needs to tell me the story and then let me tell him how to tell the story and then tell the story again. Because he gets sidetracked and starts, but really, well, forget about all that cool shit I was telling you about murdering. What you really want to do is get your life in order. And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I want to hear about the murder. No.
I want to talk to him and ask him why he thinks he's qualified to help me get my life in order.
I fucking dare you.
I need to rephrase it a little bit. But he kind of does this thing where he's like, I did 10 years in the hole. With that level of success, I think I could be a motivational speaker and life coach. And I'm like, huh? 10 years in prison? Big, like, life coach now? You could be my fitness coach. I see where that's coming from.
Well, let me ask you.
What I'm also real good at, Woody, flights to North Carolina. I'm going to be doing burpees, though.
North Carolina, who lives in... I live in Seattle.
I don't have such a pump when I get there. I'm going to be so vascular when I knock on your door.
I'll take a Blue Chew on my way just to give you the bonus package.
Right before every video, he's fucking knocking out 50 fucking curls.
He has to be. And he's flexing all video. He's just grrr.
What if you accused him of that?
Yeah,
and he went, oh, you think I'm flexing? And he's went, and his clothes just went boom.
What clothes? What have you ever seen him do a video with clothes
seen him wear clothes.
I've never seen him with the shirt.
This man is endlessly my shirt.
But he's jacked.
Go down the rabbit hole and watch these videos.
Oh,
I mean,
They're really good, dude. You'll like them.